Byte looks to the future.
Amazing! I can't believe it's real.
And in the USA, Maeve O'Meara interviews the world's first technomad about his extraordinary journey through life and cyberspace.
Around the world, there's an extraordinary communications revolution taking place, a link that could soon make the telephone seem outdated. From Tokyo to Tel Aviv, people with computers are linking up through what's called the Internet, a global network of computers. These links that join 20 million people around the world and bypass all borders can have very potent effects on people's lives. This is the story of one man in San Diego. Steve Roberts was living what he describes as a rather dull middle-class life in America's Midwest when he discovered the Internet.
A lot of it was the fact that I could suddenly dislocate myself. I didn't have to be nailed to a single location. My desk was no longer necessary. And so from a practical business standpoint, it simply no longer mattered where I was.
So strong was the pull of the Internet that he sold up his house and decided to combine his newfound computer link with his other great passion, cycling. For years he cycled around the United States, giving lectures on the joys of the Internet and the freedom of having a mobile office.
Well, there's a keyboard in the handlebars, you see, so I can write while I'm writing. It's a lot like playing the flute. And the helmet here for controlling the Macintosh has ultrasonic sensors. So as I move my head around, it allows me to move the cursor. It's a head mouse.
And how is it all powered?
The sun powers everything except the wheels. This is the Omnitrax terminal. This thing, when I turn it on, it looks around, finds the GTE G-Star satellite, locks onto it. This is what allows me to chat with people all over the world while I'm mobile.
As well as talking, he can also meet those people with the aid of a global positioning system on the front of the bike and a hospitality database that runs to an amazing 4,500 people.
So as I'm cruising along, I see a map of the area, which is located by this, and then I can see range and bearing to anybody I know. It's a great way to find showers and places to sleep and stuff. It's sort of a high-tech couch circuit management system.
After 17,000 miles on the road and tens of thousands of hours on the Internet, Steve Roberts says he discovered the world was much richer than he'd ever imagined.
The nice thing about the net is that it's a culture. And so if I need support, I have questions to answer, I just want to meet people, find resources, learn about things I never knew existed, I can just go browsing. You know, it's much better than a night at the movies or hanging out watching television or going to a party, because this virtual community of many millions of people is always right there, and it's very easy to get to.
Are relationships that you would have in a social sense with people better on the net?
Better on the net? In a way, yes, because you don't get distracted by the physical components and the complexities of having to be in the same place. Sometimes there's a real craving that develops. You can fall in love with somebody's brain and then really have this urge to get together. I mean, there's a lot of net romance. I've done it many times, lots of people have. And there's many cases of people falling in love online, and then, you know, one flies to meet the other, and maybe it works and maybe it doesn't, you know, because then you run into all those other components. Although I've noticed an interesting effect in that, you know, while in normal life and physical life, the barriers that develop between people tend to be along physical lines or lines of what kind of accents they have or how they smell or those kinds of things. On the net, it's how people spell or how they structure their thoughts. And so being literate is a very strong social value. And and that line will be extended up, and we'll make this little Lexan panel with the screens behind it.
Still clear to sail, no problem.
I don't know. When I last time.
Steve Roberts' next project is called the Microship, taking technology to the water so he'll be free to wander the ocean and perhaps the odd canal as he once did the road. With the help of a group of engineering students at San Diego University, his next project is becoming reality.
I'm giving them a chance to do some real hands-on engineering where they have to actually make something work and document it well. And in exchange, I've got all these very smart people who are putting a lot of energy into building subsystems, so it's a good win-win.
The Internet has also been an invaluable source of help and advice.
Browse this. All these people from all over the world were writing to me, making suggestions and commenting on my original plans, and they really helped me refine the design tremendously.
This time, Steve has decided he won't be going alone. He wants to give others the heady mixture of freedom and the opportunity to explore new worlds opened up by the internet.